The real reason your Boise home won't sell in 2026. You priced your Boise home, listed it, cleaned it up. Well, actually, you should have cleaned it up first and then listed it, and figured the market would do the rest. Now it's just sitting there. Days are turning into weeks. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not bad luck. In 2026, Boise sellers are making the same handful of mistakes that quietly killed deals before buyers even schedule a showing. And most of them have nothing to do with price. I am Dopp, your Boise area real estate guide. I work with sellers across Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Nampa, Caldwell, Kuna, even Emmett and Mountain Home. And I watch this market every single day. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what's stalling home sales in 2026 and what you can do about it. If this is helpful, hit subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So, inventory grew up and your competition got serious. Here is where everything starts. For a few years, Boise sellers could list almost anything and expect multiple offers inside a week. That window has closed. According to Redfin, active inventory in the Boise metro rose significantly through late 2024. Now, I know that there were some concerns as we had the pandemic and a little bit post-pandemic that markets were going to crash. And Boise did not see that. We saw a correction, we saw a leveling, we have not seen a crash. Through late 2024 and into 2025, that gave buyers more choices that they had in previous years. And when buyers have options, they get selective. And when they get selective, your home has to actually compete, not just exist. What this means in plain terms is that the bar for presentation, condition, and value has gone up. Buyers scrolling online in 2026 are comparing your listing against a dozen others in real time. If yours looks like an afterthought next to a freshly staged competitor 2 streets over, they're going to move on. The inventory is the foundation of everything else we're going to talk about today. And speaking about navigating shifting market conditions, if you're also thinking about where you're going to buy next, this is a great time to connect with a lender early. Envoy Mortgage is a trusted lending partner I recommend to a lot of my clients making moves in and around Boise. Whether you're exploring conventional loans, VA, FHA options, or first-time buyer programs, DSCR loans, which are investor loans. You want to get pre-approved before you're deep in the process. It just makes everything smoother. I'll drop their information below. Is your pricing strategy living in 2022? This one stings a little bit, but it needs to be said. A lot of sellers in Boise right now are pricing based on what their neighbor got 2 years ago or what Zillow's estimate was 6 months back. According to the National Association of Realtors, homes that require a price reduction after listing consistently sell for homes that were priced correctly from day one. Take that in. The first 2 weeks on market are the most powerful window. The reason is when a new property comes on the market, all eyeballs in the market are going to take a look. They're going to make a decision. And then if that home is not priced right, they move on. And you've got to make a serious adjustment for them to take a look at you again. Buyers pay attention to new listings. If you burn that window with an inflated price, you train the market to ignore you. According to local Boise MLS data tracked through early 2025, the gap between original list price and final sales price widened compared to the peak seller years. That tells you the market is pushing back on overpricing in real time. The right price is not what you want. It is what a qualified buyer in today's market will actually pay. The problem here that nobody wants to admit. If you pause for a second, we've talked about inventory levels flooding the market and how pricing strategies that worked in 2022 are actively hurting sellers today. If you're watching this and nodding along, good, because these are the patterns I see costing sellers real money right now in Boise. But here's what I haven't gotten to yet, the stuff buyers notice before they ever set foot inside your home. And then we're going to talk about one factor that most sellers completely overlook, which I'd argue is the biggest deal killer of all. Also, if you're planning a relocation alongside your sale, I've put together a Boise relocation guide that covers the best neighborhoods, top-rated schools, and everything you need for a fresh start in this area. The link is in the description. Go ahead and grab that. So, according to the National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers and sellers, the overwhelming majority of buyers begin their home search online. That means your listing photos are your front door. If they're dark, cluttered, or shot on a phone at an awkward angle, buyers are clicking away before they've ever read the description. Professional photography is not a luxury in 2026, it is the baseline. Beyond photos, consider what buyers feel when they walk in. According to the National Association of Realtor research, staged homes sell faster and closer to asking price than non-staged homes. You don't have to spend a fortune. Decluttering, depersonalizing, and making sure the home smells clean and feels light goes a long way. Buyers are emotional and they need to picture their life there, not yours. If a buyer sees that there are things in the home that have been neglected that would cost you $100 to fix, they might hit you in price $1,000 because of the energy that they think it's going to take them to get it done. So do the small things before you list. Let's talk about the days on market trap. Here's something a lot of sellers don't realize until it's too late. The longer your home sits, the more suspicious the buyers get. It sounds almost unfair, but it's just human psychology. Buyers see a home that's been on the market for 45 or 60 days and their first instinct is, what's wrong with it? Let me just tell you this quote. Everyone wants to look good and be right. And if a buyer comes in and they make an offer, a full price offer, on a home that's been on the market for 60 days, they're concerned if maybe their friends are saying, really? You gave full price after 60 days? Don't you think you could have gotten a better deal? So you want to make sure that you hit the market at the right price. According to Freddie Mac housing research, buyers' perception of value drops considerably when a listing accumulates significant days on the market, even if the original reason for the delay had nothing to do with the home itself. This is why the strategy matters as much as the home. A well-priced, well-presented listing that generates early showings is protecting itself from the days on market stigma. A listing that limps out the gate has a much harder road back. Also, where financing clarity on the buyer side matters more than sellers often realize. When buyers are pre-approved and confident about their numbers, they move faster and with more conviction. Envoy Mortgage works with buyers across the Boise market and can help them understand exactly what they qualify for. From conventional to FHA to VA and first-time homebuyer programs, a buyer who knows their budget is a buyer who can say yes quickly. Ask your agent to make sure your listing is positioned to attract pre-approved, ready-to-move buyers. So, the real reason sellers are competing against new construction, here's the climax. The thing I'd argue is the most underappreciated challenge for Boise resale sellers in some price points in 2026. New construction. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, building permits and housing starts in the Boise metro have remained elevated as builders work to address the demand that built up during the pandemic years. The new inventory is landing on the market right alongside your resale home, and buyers are noticing. Here is why it matters. New construction often comes with builder incentives, rate buy-downs, and warranties that resale homes simply can't match. According to Zillow research, builder incentives have become a significant competitive tool in markets where supply has recovered, and Boise is one of those markets. If your resale home is not offering something compelling, whether it's value, location, unique character, or a price that accounts for what buyers can get brand new, you're going to lose that comparison. That brings everything back to where we started. The Boise market in 2026 still has real demand. Buyers are here, people are still relocating into this area from California, the Pacific Northwest, and beyond. But they have choices, and sellers who haven't adjusted their strategy to match the current reality are the ones watching their listings sit. So one of the things that I do to help a seller understand this is we're going to show them their comparable properties if their home is, say, 5 or even 10 years old. but I'm also going to show them here is your competition. Those are active homes on the market in the price point that you're wanting to sell in. It doesn't mean that those homes are exactly like yours, other than they're going to be in the same price point as yours. It's going to be a choice that the consumer has to consider. So we want to make certain that you make a decision conjointly with the realtor to make sure that we have the home priced in the market before we go out. So a quick wrap up. The Boise market in 2026 rewards sellers who do the work before they list, not after inventory has normalized, which means buyers have options and patience they didn't have a few years ago. Sellers who overpriced based on outdated comps, neglect presentation, and don't account for new construction competition are going to find this market humbling. But sellers who price strategically from day one, invest in professional photos and staging, and generate strong early momentum are still closing well. The fundamentals of this market, its population growth, its relative affordability compared to the West Coast, and its quality of life remain genuinely strong. You just have to meet buyers where they are in 2026, not where they were in 2022. If your home is sitting or you're getting ready to sell and you want to make sure you're set up for success, reach out to me directly. I work across Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Nampa, Caldwell, Kuna, and even Emmett and Mountain Home. I'd love to help and put together a strategy that actually works in this market. My contact information is right below this video. And also, if you're planning a move to the area, don't forget to grab my free Boise relocation guide in the description. It covers the best neighborhoods, top schools, and everything you need to hit the ground running. If you want to keep learning about what's happening in the Boise market right now, my next video is right up here. I'll see you there.